Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
Thank you. Hey, thank you. Hello, hey-yo. 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 Good morning to you. It's 7:01 on your Friday. My name is Steve Shutler here on Steve Shutler Media. We are doing the morning wake up brought to us by our friends at Ottumwa Coasters. Let's bring that graphic up right now. Now you can use Ottumwa Coasters to put your business, your logo in front of a ton of people in Ottumwa, Iowa. And you can do that right now with a new business special with Ottumwa Coasters. Save 25% on 1,000 coasters, as they're going to help 10 new businesses reach the Ottumwa community, again, with 1,000 coasters, just $149. So if you haven't used Ottumwa Coasters before, now is the time to give it a shot, and they'll hook you up with that business special, new business special. Give Elizabeth a call or a text, and she will help you out with your coasters. Should be a lot of fun. I've been using Ottumwa Coasters the last couple of months, and it's helped me out tremendously. Like and follow Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook, and they'll get you going with that business special and get your logo and business in front of a bunch of people in Ottumwa at all of the popular Ottumwa restaurants. Ottumwa Coasters bringing us our morning wake-up here on Steve Shutler Media. Our forecast for today and for this weekend, it's brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa. And you can call or text for an appointment, 641-622-3772. They're at 202 North Main, 202 North Main in Sigourney. Get your hair done. They got spa services, extensions, products, tanning at Amy's Salon House and Spa. Sunshine today and a high around 50 degrees. North winds gusting up near 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies, light and variable wind. It'll cool down, a low of 29. Tomorrow, pretty nice day for the mid-November. Sunshine tomorrow, a high of 58. I'm glad, because tomorrow is the last Iowa Hawkeye home game. My wife and I have been going to the games this year. And boy, again, November. I can't ask for a better day. Sunshine and 58. I've been up at Kinnick Stadium, where there's been several inches of snow on my seat when I've got there in the stadium. My dad and I went to a game. It's been a few years ago now, but when we got there, yeah, it was a good probably 8 inches of snow that we had to clear off the bleachers at Kinnick Stadium. So we don't have to worry about that tomorrow. Beautiful day, sunshine and 58. Clouds increasing tomorrow night, a low of 32, and then pretty much the same day on Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, very similar, partly sunny and 58. Right now, our current conditions, humidity at 77% in southeast Iowa, wind speed out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour, seeing a few more leaves blowing into my front yard this morning. Barometric pressure at 30.02, dew point at 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and then 37 degrees is our current temperature. That's a look at our forecast, brought to us by our friends at Amy's Salon House and Spa in Sigourney. Before we go any further, do want to tell you, you might want to join me and a bunch of people coming up today, 11:30 to noon, at Barnwired in Sigourney. Is that guy right there, Clint Riedel, is going to be our Iowa Music Showcase for today. Clint coming to us from the Fort Dodge area, if I remember right. And I met Clint, I believe, earlier this year. Clint's a good dude. Going to be playing us some tunes. He's a character. He'll be a fun interview, playing us some tunes, original songs from 11:30 to noon with that live interview. Stop in at Barnwired in person. You can be part of the studio audience. And, you know, Neil Crott, my partner in crime here on Steve Shetler Media. Neil always helps me out on Fridays at Barnwired. He kind of runs the controls while I'm on camera. And he also has made an applause sign. So he gives you the cue when to clap your hands and make some noise. I believe he'll also be adding in a laugh sign, so you'll know when to laugh at my lame jokes. Maybe you'll laugh, just naturally. Or maybe, forced laughter is also a possibility. But Clint Riedel, you'll want to applaud him. He's our guest today for the Iowa Music Showcase, 11:30 to noon. Hey, let's get to our interview for today. As last evening, after I went to Ottumwa and got my pet of the week, my weekly pet video at Heartland Humane Society, I stopped by the Bensmiller farm just outside of Sigourney, talking to Mike Bensmiller about something coming up on Thanksgiving that you might want to check out. Here's that interview. Hey, Steve, here on Steve Shetler Media, being joined by Mr. Mike Bensmiller. We are at the Bensmiller farm just outside of Sigourney. And Mike, I know you and the Lancaster Church, every year you put on a great event for Thanksgiving. And why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
This is our 11th year doing this for the Lancaster Church as a free meal in at the Senior Center in Sigourney. It starts at 11:30. It's on Thanksgiving Day, of course.
Yeah.
It's free to all, and it's not just for the old or for the poor. It's for anybody that wants to come out and have a good time and enjoy a day of a free meal. We do deliver or do takeouts. So we asked if they call, if they would want that, but kind of a thing that's fun for a lot of us to do.
Sure. Now you can see we're using this as a cheat sheet here for our information. And I've got a copy of this that I'm going to share on the video as well. So if you want phone numbers and specific information, once again, I'll be sharing this information with you as well. So once again, it's the 11th annual Community Thanksgiving Dinner. This time of the year you get into the holidays, and you've got people that might be alone. They might live alone. They might be new to the area. They might be elderly that don't have anybody around. So just a great way for people to enjoy some conversation and some community.
That's what it's all about. So nobody's lonely on that day.
Yeah.
So.
Go ahead if you're.
Our meal consists of turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, corn, rolls, and dessert. So.
All right. And again, this is at the Sigourney Senior Citizen Center. Easy to find. And you don't have to bring anything, do you?
No.
Just show up.
Show up and be ready to eat and have a good time.
Hey, maybe I'll come to you guys for seconds after I get done with my family.
There you go. That's a good time.
You guys have pumpkin pie? If you got pumpkin
pie. Pumpkin pie. We have all kinds of pies. So.
All right. So check that out. It's a great thing that they do here in the community of Sigourney. So again, yourself, your family, your friends, or make some new friends. Thanksgiving Day for the 11th annual Community Thanksgiving Day Dinner starts at 11 a.m. Goes till whenever.
I want to do a shout out to the Sigourney Care Center. They donated the turkeys again this year.
Oh, okay.
So we appreciate that, and the community really gets behind it and helps with it. So.
I was going to say, how many people will usually show up to this?
With the helpers and everything, usually around 100 to 125 people.
Wow. Okay.
Between that and the delivery, so it's a nice thing. So.
Yeah. Awesome. So take advantage of it. Again, if you're home alone, or maybe you and your family don't have anywhere to go, or you're in need of something to eat for Thanksgiving.
I just don't want to cook.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be me. I cook cereal and I cook toast. That is about my skill level. So,
There you go.
Thanksgiving Day, Sigourney Senior Citizens Center. Take advantage of that with your friends from the Lancaster Church and the Benz Millers. Mike, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about this again next year for the 12th annual. So that'll do it for our interview here. Mike, thank you for your time, and hope to see you Thanksgiving Day at the Sigourney Senior Citizens Center.
Thank you.
All righty. So we thank Mike Bensmiller for doing that interview. There's some of the information. Let me get my stuff out of the way there so you can see. Again, that is the Thanksgiving Day dinner. That's put on by the Lancaster Christian Church, and you can take advantage of that on Thanksgiving Day, and that'll be at the Sigourney Senior. Boy, that's a tongue twister. I'll tie your tongue up in knots. The Sigourney Senior Citizens Center. So if you don't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving, you don't have any family around, and you want some great food, do it. Check that out, the Senior Citizen Center in Sigourney, coming up on Thanksgiving Day. Again, thanks to Mike for taking time out to chat with me. Hey, just a reminder, we got Keota basketball, 10 doubleheaders live here on Steve Shuttler Media coming up this winter. And those games for us here on Steve Shuttler Media kick off on Tuesday, November 28th. We've got 10 games on the schedule. And when I say games, they're all double headers. You're going to get 2 games each evening. So in reality, you're getting 20 games. Most of those will be boy-girl double headers for the high school varsity. Some of those, at least one of those, I believe, we're going to have a JV game with the boys. Lots of basketball with Keota. Got Eddie Conrad and Andy McGuire as our announced team. And by the way, got to give Eddie Conrad a shout today because it's his birthday. He is the birthday boy. So happy birthday to you, Eddie Conrad, Eddie and Andy. That'll be a fun announced team to have. Eddie and Andy, our broadcast team for Keota basketball. By the way, I just found this out yesterday. We're going to be switching out one of the home games for Keota, and we're going to go on the road to North Mahaska for a game later on in the season. A lot of the area schools, the out-of-town away games, a lot of the gyms don't necessarily want live video broadcasts coming into their gym and taking away potential fans. But North Mahaska has said, yes, we'll have you. Come on over. We're excited to have Steve Shuttler Media in the gym. So, we'll be adding that game to the schedule. So, Keota basketball. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. Looking forward to doing that with Eddie and Andy. Again, if you see Eddie Conrad today, it is his birthday. Hey, good morning to you. It's 7:13. We are doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. Let's go ahead and do birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy. Oh, happy birthday. All right, birthdays for today. Eddie Conrad, obviously he is the biggest celebrity with a birthday today. Let's see here. We've got Martin Scorsese, the film director, 81 years old. Actress model Lauren Hutton turns 80 years old today. We got a bunch of birthdays today. Danny DeVito from Taxi, Twins, a bunch of things. He's on those sandwich commercials these days. Funny guy. 79 years old for Danny DeVito. Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live, is 79. RuPaul is 63. Daisy Fuentes from MTV back in the day, also America's Funniest Home Videos for a while. Daisy is 57. Ronnie DeVoe from Belle Biv DeVoe. Now you know. Yo. Ronnie DeVoe, 56 years old. Who else has a birthday today? Actress Rachel McAdams, 45. You remember the brother trio Hanson from back in the day? Isaac Hanson is 43. And then Reed Perry of the band Perry, who I don't think is a band anymore, but Reed Perry is 35 years old. I got to do some shout-outs this morning. Got to catch up on my comments. Good morning to you, Sandy. Yes, Sandy, part of the gang that comes to Barnwired on Fridays. Yes, I will see you later, Sandy. Good morning to you, Stephen, Amber, Kurt and Kathy, Emma, Nick, and Becky. Good morning to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. On this date in history, today is November 17th, by the way. On this date, in the year 1800, Congress held its very first session in Washington, D.C. It's this date in 1869, the Suez Canal officially opened in Egypt. What else we got today? This was the Sunday back in 1968. It was an infamous day for NFL fans. It was when NBC cut away from the final crucial minutes of a Jets-Raiders game to show the movie Heidi. So they left people wondering what the heck happened at the end of the game, as things were very much up in the air between the Jets and the Raiders back in 1968. Instead of seeing the exciting finale of the game, they cut to the movie Heidi. Let's see here. On this date, 1973, I am not a crook. President Richard Nixon made his famous "I'm not a crook" speech. You like that? Today, we celebrate International Students Day. It's National Butter Day. National Butter Day. It's International... What? I'm not sure what this says. They say International Happy Ghost Day, like G-O-S-E. I don't know if that's goose. Maybe it's a typo. I will have to Google that. National Homemade Bread Day and National Take a Hike Day. Get out of here. Also, we are exactly 1 week away from Black Friday. So, anybody going to go Black Friday shopping next week? I don't do that. I don't fight the crowds. In fact, next Friday, I'll be up at Barnwired with Adam Whitehead for our Iowa Music Showcase. So we'll be fighting a crowd up at Barnwired, which, by the way, we're also going to be fighting a crowd today at Barnwired. It is the Rural Road Trip, if you're familiar with what that is, where every woman in this area goes out shopping at various stores. And Barnwired is one of those stores on the Rural Road Trip Tour. So Barnwired is going to be hopping today, not only with the Iowa Music Showcase, but with the Rural Road Trip. Let's see here. Things you need to know, or not. I'll let you decide. Barbara Streisand says that she can't live in the U.S. if Trump gets reelected, if Donald Trump gets reelected as president. Didn't we hear this from so many celebrities last time that Donald Trump got elected president? Everybody said they were going to leave, but nobody left. Everybody's still here, so whatever. Despite the high cost of borrowing these days, homes in Southern California are near their record value. Also, things you need to know. Good morning to you, Tamra. Finland accusing Russia of weaponizing their shared border. Hey, look who came in here. My little fluffy Stella. Come here, Stella. You got to get on camera. Come here. Show the people my big ball of fluff. There she is. Oh, I love my Stella. She's a good girl. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here, you walking ball of fluff. Let's see here. Former protege of P. Diddy, Sean Combs, the former protege known as Cassie, has filed a lawsuit alleging rape, assault, and manipulation. The Diddy denies the allegations. Let's see here. A church in Scotland, they've been ringing their bell every hour for the past 200 years. Evidently, nobody has been sick of hearing the bell ring every hour for 200 years. Till now, people have been complaining. So the Church of Scotland is going to quit ringing their bell from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So you're going to get a refuge of 8 hours of non-ringing. So people in Scotland having their voice heard. You like Stella? I'm glad she's a popular part of the show. Let's see here. Coming out next week, I know we have all been waiting for this holiday special. Urkel. Hi, I'm Urkel. You guys remember Urkel, right? From whatever show that was. Coming out next week, Urkel. I should stand up and pull my pants up to my chest. You guys would like that. Urkel Saves Santa, the movie. Good morning to you, Rick. Going to Lincoln. By the way, Rick, I have some big news concerning an upcoming sports section coaches show. I think we're going to have a full house at Brothers Market for a sports section here in the coming weeks. Breaking news. I'm not going to tell you who or what quite yet. At least not on the air. But I have a big guest lined up. Let's see here. So yeah, Urkel Saves Santa, the movie that everybody has been waiting for, is going to be available for streaming on November 21st. Who would buy that? I do not know, but it will be an option to watch. Let's see here. Major League Baseball. Looks like owners have voted to approve the Oakland A's moving to Vegas. Basically, every team in Oakland is going to Vegas. So just mark that down. 74-year-old Ozzy Osbourne is getting weaker, apparently. Says he's just not up for any more surgeries. He currently is getting around in a wheelchair, which is sad. So best wishes for Ozzy. Family Matters. Yeah, that was the name of the show. Let's see here. Disney saying that, of course, we're going to be doing another Frozen movie. We might be doing a couple of Frozen movies, as Frozen 3 is rumored to be Disney's big Thanksgiving release next year. And then they're saying that Frozen 4 is also in the works for a future release. It seems that all Disney's movies have been bombing lately, including the Marvels last week. Wow. That did not make much for a Marvel movie. But yeah, the Frozen movies to the rescue. When you can't get another hit, you just go back to the Frozen franchise, I guess, to bail you out. Oh, and finally, Monday Night Football. Oh, what a hot matchup. The Eagles and the Chiefs. The big news, of course, the bigger news is in the stands. Taylor, T-Swizzle, and her family. Things are getting serious. Taylor's family, parents, going to be meeting Travis Kelce's parents for the first time. Let's see here. Taylor's family are actually Eagles fans. And Taylor going to be in South America on the second leg of her tour. We do hear that Taylor and Travis will be together on Thanksgiving Day. Barf. In food news, I'm going to move. Barbara Streisand says she's moving out of the country if Donald Trump becomes president again. I'm moving to the United Kingdom just for the McDonald's. Check this out in food news. There's different menu items in the UK with some unique holiday traditions. During Christmas, McDonald's in the UK, they offer what they call a chicken Big Mac, a double-stacked burger called the Big and Cheesy. So you've got a chicken Big Mac, you've got a double-stacked Big and Cheesy. They've got something called cheese melt dippers, which are comparable to chicken nuggets. And they've got a Galaxy Chocolate McFlurry. Whew. Yeah, you top off with caramel sauce or caramel sauce. So I want a Galaxy Chocolate McFlurry. I'd be terrified what it would happen afterwards to my innards. That sounds delicious. Let's see here. Also at Wendy's, there's a peppermint frosty cream cold brew that you can check out. Also, Taco Bell, they've got something called rolled chicken tacos and nacho fries back on the menu nationwide. And then in Central Florida, a Chick-fil-A in Central Florida is going to experiment with drone delivery. So get a little bit of that Jesus chicken delivered to you on a drone. You know what time it is? Today's Impossible Question. Today's impossible question. Nearly 1 in 10 people between the ages of 20 and 40 are afraid to do this. What is it? What do you think? Nearly 1 in 10 people between the ages of 20 and 40 afraid to do this. I mean, afraid might be kind of a strong word. But talk on the phone is the answer. 1 in 10 people are actually afraid to talk on the phone? That's, I mean, I don't like to talk on the phone. Unless it's really important, I don't want to talk on the phone. That drives me crazy. But 1 in 10 people between 20 and 40 are afraid to talk on the phone. That's strange. Let's see here. Random news here, football related. A new study has revealed the states that produce the best NFL players. Number 1 on this list is, of course, Texas. I mean, high school football in Texas is basically professional football. So Texas high schools produce the best NFL players according to this poll. California 2nd, Pennsylvania 3rd, Florida and Ohio 4th and 5th. If you're looking for Iowa, they are at number 30. I would argue that. They're better than 30. Let's see here. And some other news. Ella, I was just at the Heartland Humane Society yesterday in Ottumwa for our weekly pet. So this is a special little story. This comes to us from Pennsylvania. Ella, a blue-hued pit bull who had been staying at the Animal Resource Center in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania for 7 years, was recently adopted in what many are calling a fateful coincidence. As a local woman named Caitlin expressed interest in adopting Ella and revealed that her previous dog, Joe, had recently passed away. Now, during their first meeting, Ella the dog, approached Caitlin without hesitation, allowing her to pet and scratch her. Now, as Caitlin looked closely at Ella's neck, she realized the dog was wearing the same bandana that had belonged to her dog that had just passed away. As Caitlin had donated some stuff to the shelter after her dog had passed, but this new dog had the same handkerchief around her neck. So obviously, it was meant to be. She adopted that dog immediately. So that's... let's see here. Thanksgiving. Is anybody going to visit a new family? Like, maybe you have a new boyfriend, you have a new girlfriend, you're going to meet the parents, the family for the first time this Thanksgiving. Here from some relationship experts is what you need to do to make a good impression. First of all, talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend. Get the lowdown on the parents and the family. Know what they like, know what they dislike. Just prepare yourself. Also, go with a gift. If you're going for Thanksgiving, go with something big or small. It doesn't matter, but go with a little bit of a gift to kind of kiss up to the parents. Also, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Just be yourself. Look at them in the eye. Eye connection. I see you. Eye connection is important. Watch your language. No potty mouths. You potty mouths. And then finally, lend a hand. Offer to help out. Maybe clean off the table. And help with the turkey. So those are ways to win over the new family. If you're meeting a family for the first time. Let's see here. 7:29. We got to get going here. Half century of work and investment has brought back the ecosystem of the Buffalo River, a waterway in New York that was once so foul that it burst into flames. A river that burst into flames. And New York's Attorney General says that the river needs to be cleaned up again and that PepsiCo should do it. Evidently, they've been throwing stuff in the river out in New York. Stella's trying to come back in. She wants more TV time. Let's see here. You remember that story here a few years ago where the Arizona grandma accidentally texted the wrong person and it ended up being really good friends with a teenager, and they've been doing Thanksgiving together ever since. They're doing that again this year. Just thought you needed to know that. Right out of Iowa, a story for today. Good morning to you, Dan. I hope you're having a good day, Dr. Dan. Lauren Schroeder from here in Iowa, volunteering at a community food nonprofit when she was 14. And as she filled bags with donated groceries, she actually noticed something that didn't seem right, as there were plenty of canned and boxed goods, but she didn't see anything fresh or green to give to the families in need. Now, she told her parents that she wanted to start a garden on their acreage in Dixon, Iowa, so that she could supply families with homegrown produce. She wanted to plant some lettuce, carrots, tomatoes, and zucchini. Now, she has received a grant from the National FFA organization to pay for seeds and gardening supplies, and then in the spring of 2022, she planted half an acre with 15 varieties of vegetables, and then that is when the real work began, as with the help of her 3 younger siblings, she was soon ready to harvest and weigh her first crops, as the first batch was 40 pounds. Now, as the story continues here in Iowa, this year she doubled the size of her garden, added 10 more varieties of plants, including herbs, pumpkins, cauliflower, jalapenos, and others. And in the past couple of years, she has donated more than 7,000 pounds of produce. Again, this is a teenager in Dixon, Iowa. 7,000 pounds of produce that she donates, including enough tomatoes to make nearly 300 batches of spaghetti sauce. And let's see here. It has brought many people to tears with her generosity and her hard work. So, again, we salute you, Lauren from Dixon, Iowa, with that garden and all the donations that she has done. Let's see here. One more story, and it's kind of on the duh side of things. And you know, when it's a duh, you got to say duh. Duh. In the duh today, a woman said that she was shocked to discover that Alaska is not an island. This is real. This is real, people. A woman said that she was shocked to discover that Alaska is not an island and that it's possible to drive to it when she was having a conversation with her Canadian boyfriend. In a video posted on TikTok, Sabrina Abreu asked people not to call her a stupid American as she admitted her mistake. She says, "Everybody knows that Alaska is cold, but did I know that it was connected by land? No, I did not know that." So look up Sabrina Abreu on TikTok. What are they teaching people in school these days? We do not know. Nobody knows. Nobody's teaching anybody anything. Good morning to you, Dan Schuster, with a zinger on Tamra. That'll do it for this morning. Of course, later on today, 11:30 to noon, we were talking about it earlier. Clint Riedel. If you look at Clint's last name, by the way, it looks like Rydell, like Grease. Rydell High. Clint Riedel is how you say it. And Clint going to be joining me with the Iowa Music Showcase, 11:30 to noon at Barnwired in Sigourney. Again, it is Rural Road Trip Day, so things will be hopping at Barnwired in Sigourney, 11:30 to noon. Stop in for some coffee, for something to drink, for lunch. They always have great lunch specials in their menu, so check that out at Barnwired. And also remember, if you're a fan of the Sports Section Coaches Show on Saturday mornings, we do have tomorrow off. We're still in that downtime for high school sports, but we will be back at it next Saturday, the 25th. So one more week off. Alan, Bruce, and I get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it on the 25th for our next sports section. So that'll do it for today. We thank Ottumwa Coasters for bringing us our morning wake up. Make sure you like and follow Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook and take advantage of that special that they've got going on now. Thanks to Mike Bensmiller for the interview earlier, talking about that free Thanksgiving meal coming up on Thanksgiving Day next week at the Sigourney Senior Citizens Center. And thank you for watching. Thanks for being active in the comments and liking and sharing. Appreciate what you guys are doing for me. Thank you to our sponsors down here, rotating down here, including Dr. Dan and Oski Dental, all the folks that rotate there in the corner throughout our videos. And that'll do it for the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Have a great Friday.